he used to call me one take Palmer. Because I could do things in one take, and
good to go.
I can't do it in one take when I'm working with amateur.
You got the eyebrows lifted and everything.
By all means, proceed. Show us how it's done.
Welcome back to another episode of South Haven's Hot Shots, our version of the viral sensation Hot Ones that you may have seen on YouTube, where celebrities and musicians are interviewed and asked a series of increasingly hot questions while trying increasingly hot sauces on chicken wings. And so this year during the summer, we are interviewing our own set of celebrities, which is our South Haven staff. And I'm happy to have with me today our newest staff member, kind of our rising star, Brandi Melvin, our children's minister. Brandi, welcome to Hot Shots.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm sure you are. You're going to be really happy when we get to some of these hotter sauces. This summer, as we're interviewing our different staff members, it's really just to help you all get to know some of them better and to maybe learn a little bit about them and to see us try to suffer a little bit. Now, as I've shared in past episodes, we do love our staff. We care about each of them. We don't want to create any kind of gastrointestinal issues for them. So we have muted and tamed our hot sauces. Usually on the Hot Ones show, the hottest hot sauces that they will use have almost 2.5 million Scoville heat units. Our hottest sauce is about a tenth of that, 250,000 Scoville heat units, which is still pretty hot. Just to put that in perspective for you, regular Tabasco sauce is about 5,000 Scoville units, and so with the hottest sauce here, we're going up to 250,000 Scoville units. So some of them pack a punch, but will not create permanent and lasting damage to the gastrointestinal tract. So we have 6 different rounds. The last round is an optional round, and yet if you don't take the last round, we will berate you and make fun of you for the rest of your tenure with us. But we're going to start off with our first round. The first round is called the Basic Brimstone, and the Basic Brimstone is really just a warm-up round. This round is where the questions are light as well as the sauce being very mild. Our Basic Brimstone sauce today is Sweet Baby Ray's regular buffalo wing sauce. It comes in at a wimpy 550 Scoville heat units, which, as I was telling Brandi earlier, is maybe just a little warmer than bathwater, and so it's not all that hot. So let's go ahead and dig in and try the first one here and see how these are. What do you think? Yeah, tolerable. Okay. This is round 1, Brandi. So if this is tough, it's bound to get a little tougher.
Hot sauce is not my thing, really, but I'm all in.
Also, chicken wings are not your thing.
No, that's right.
Brandi is a self-proclaimed pescatarian, which does not mean that she's pesky. That means that really the only meat that she prefers is fish. So she eats a lot of vegetables. So we have given her a special cauliflower wing that she is enjoying. I tried one earlier, and tolerable was the word that I used to describe it. I prefer
it's delicious.
The real meat and all. Well, let's go ahead and get to the question in the Basic Brimstone. Like I said, we ask just some very basic, simple questions, kind of some get-to-know-you questions. What's the worst job, other than this one, that you've ever had? And maybe why was it the worst? And what are some things that maybe you learned through that?
Well, so way back in the day, before ministry, my first right out of college job was working for the state of Missouri, and I determined eligibility for all the various programs that they offer. And you see a range, and it's hard to see people hurting. Things happen in life, and they end up at a place that they just never thought they'd be there. And then you have people on the other end of it's very generational. And so I learned a lot from that job, but man, it's hard to see that day in and day out.
Yeah.
So I would say that's probably the hardest.
Yeah, I think when you deal with people who are in crisis, when you deal with people who are just have sometimes made some really poor decisions or have had some really poor decisions made for them throughout their life, we deal with that some in ministry, but we don't deal with it every day.
Yes, very true.
And so I think just the preponderance of that would make that a difficult job.
Yeah, for sure. But it was a great training for ministry. Let's just go with that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good. All right, we're ready for round 2, and round 2 is called our Burning Bush round. In the Burning Bush round, the sauce that we're using today is Kalahari's African Rhino Peri Peri sauce. The peri peri is the hottest pepper that can be found on the continent of Africa, but this is the mild version. It is highly diluted, and so it is safe for consumption, but I have actually had their hot version before, and it's delicious and delightful, but this is the mild version of that. The sauce is described as something that will run you down and stick a horn in you just like an African rhino. This exotic peri peri pepper is a blend of balances of a subtle smokiness with a citrusy sweetness. I also think that there's a little bit of an onion flavor to it when you first try it. So let's go ahead and try the African rhino here. What do you think about the African rhino?
Well, that's interesting.
It is.
That's not hot.
Yeah, it's not hot.
That's weird.
It's mild.
Yeah, but yes, it's very citrusy and interesting.
I believe that it has peach in it. I think the peach is the base of it, but there is that pretty strong onion flavor when it first hits, and very, very mild heat, just back of the tongue, but nothing too bad on there. Well, in the Burning Bush question, again, we in each level try to maybe go up a notch just a little bit, so this one becomes just a little more personal. But Brandi, you're in ministry, and some of the people at our church probably heard this during your call experience back in December, but just how did God call you to serve into ministry? What did that calling look like? What moved you from being a worker with the state to being a worker in the church?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I like to say that God kind of tripped me into it because when I started out, I was just volunteering. My senior year of college, I did not know what I was going to do with my life. A bad time to figure that out, right? But went to the Career Center. They gave me some tests, and they said, "Have you ever thought about working with kids?" And I was like, "Oh, no, goodness, no." But they said, "Well, you should try it." So I got a job at a child care center, and I loved it. I had so much fun. So that was just kind of a setup, but I still, I'm going to be a real professional, doing other things, but was serving at my church, and soon became the person who was in charge, their right-hand man, if you will, and then their family unexpectedly left the church, and so it was kind of open at that point, and I was like, I can help out, I can, whatever. And it rolled into like a position, and then I went to a conference, and while at the conference, I felt like God was saying, it's time for you to be all in. And so at that point, I was like, okay, Lord, and, went to seminary and, did what I felt like I needed to do to follow that. So.
Yeah. And you've been doing this vocationally for almost 20 years in a couple of different churches.
That's right.
And it's always interesting how God will use those experiences that we weren't necessarily looking for to draw us into what He has for us.
Oh, for sure. Everything. He uses everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So.
Very cool. All right, we are on to round 3. Round 3 is called the Fiery Furnace. The Fiery Furnace, again, gets a little more personal and a little bit more reflective. Our sauce this round has quickly quickly become one of my favorite sauces. I really have enjoyed this in our other interviews. It is Torchbearer's Son of Zombie sauce. Torchbearer is a sauce that is often used on hot ones. They have a lot of different flavors and a lot of different heat intensities. This is one of their mid-range, so it's not all that terrible, but it is Torchbearer's Son of Zombie. It comes in at 27,000 Scoville heat units, so significantly stepping up, more than double the Peri Peri. Son of Zombie is a blend of sweet and smoky with a slow burn that is filled with the wrath of the Walking Dead. And so that's what you get to try and endure here. So let's go ahead and try out Torchbearer's Son of Zombie. Now, I like that.
We're good.
There is some pretty strong intensity right now on the tongue. I can definitely feel those peppers. Actually, this is feeling a little warmer than our previous interviews that we've done. I don't know if we just got into a deep batch of the habanero there or not, but wow, there's that's packing a little bit of a punch there. Woo! So. In this round, again, we're looking for maybe a little bit more reflective and just some personal things, and you get to do all that while you are choking down this the wrath of the Walking Dead in your throat. But what has been, or who has been, one of your greatest spiritual or ministry mentors? In ministry, we've all had people that have kind of walked alongside us, walked before us, trained us, developed us. But who have been some of the spiritual mentors that, either in your spiritual life or in your ministry life, that have just helped to kind of shape who you are today?
Yeah. Wow. I have to say that there are so many great people that, that God has just allowed me to learn from and know, and I just am so thankful. When I first started in ministry, there was a gal who, she was the childhood specialist for the state of Missouri, for the Missouri Baptist Convention, and her name was Sandy Scroggins. And do you remember Sandy?
Sandy, yeah.
Oh, she was amazing. And she just saw something in me, and I don't even know what, but she took me under her arm and just kind of coached me along. And then Jeannie Burns, she was at Ridgecrest for a long time, and between the two of them, they just spoke into me, taught me philosophy, and because children's ministry, yeah, we can have fun all day, right? But that's not why we're here. That's not why we do it,
Sure.
And at the end of the day, they taught me to have purpose, to have intention with what I do, because there are lots of outlets where kids can have lots of fun, and at church they're going to bring fun. Kids are fun, right? But where's the intention behind that? And so, I don't know where I'd be or the minister I would be without them having spoken into me the years that they did.
Yeah.
So.
You mentioned there's fun involved with children's ministry anyway, because children are fun.
Yeah.
How do you balance that fun with, we're also trying to speak spiritual truth into kids? How do you balance that without losing either one? We don't want kids to be bored to death. We don't want them to hate church.
For sure.
But we also want them to meet Jesus.
Yes.
How do we do
yes.
that?
Oh, gosh. It is a balance but kids are so interesting in that, and the Holy Spirit is so interesting in that, where, you may be thinking that a kid is not getting it, but then all of a sudden something will just come out and you realize, oh, they got it. And then they go back to being silly crazies, kind of deal. And so, I think that as long as everything you're doing has an intention behind it, what is the purpose? Why are we having this event? Why are we doing this program? What are we going to do when we get together on Sunday or on Wednesday or whenever we decide to do something? You can do a lot of stuff and have lots of fun, but if there's no purpose, no goal in mind, then you've wasted time, you've wasted money, you've wasted energy without doing anything spiritual. And so, and always evaluating, did we hit our goal? Are we going to hit our goal? What is our goal? And how do we get there to make sure that it's more than just a really good time,
Yeah, definitely.
So.
All right, we are ready now for round 4. Round 4 is called the Refiner's Fire round, and this is a rapid fire round where we're going to ask a series of questions. Most of these are just silly. They're fun questions. Our sauce here is actually my favorite sauce of all time. This is Buffalo Wild Wings mango habanero sauce. So it has that sweet, tangy flavor of the mango, but it also has the infamous habanero pepper in it. It is a bit warmer. It comes in at a scorching 70,000 Scoville heat units, so more than double what you just had. This is B-Dub's third hottest sauce, actually. They have 2 other sauces, Wild and Blazin'. This comes in at number 3, but I love it. When I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I order like 12 of these and just down them. Love it, actually. Has a sweet, tangy citrus flavor with a fierce, lingering burn. So let's go ahead and try the mango habanero.
That's. I was going to say that's not bad.
That's not bad. And then that's not bad.
It tricks you.
It does. It tricks you. It starts off with that sweet, and you're like, oh, that's a really good flavor. And then it hits the back of your tongue and your throat. And it's just like its talons grab onto you and won't let go. So yeah, it is that slow, lingering burn that I love absolutely. So. All right, so while you were suffering over there, let's get into the rapid fire. Who's the biggest coffee snob on our staff?
Let's go. Colton?
It's the consensus has been either Colton or JD because they are both coffee snobs. And so, yeah, absolutely. When flying, do you prefer the window, the aisle, or are you the person that always gets stuck in the middle?
No, I have to be by the window because I tend to get a little woozy. Yes.
Sick and woozy, so
I have to be able to see outside.
See where you
somehow.
Yes. Be able to follow the moon or the clouds. All right. All right. Who does the worst parking job on staff?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna go with. I don't even know. I feel like everybody's in the line, so.
Everybody's within their lines, okay. Except for me today, since I wrecked my car yesterday, and so I am not in any lines today.
This is true.
So, yeah, but, stuff happens. So, if we were to all get, this is a great one, and I've loved the answers in previous interviews. If we were to all get locked in the church and we only had communion, wafers, and grape juice to survive on, who would last the longest on our staff?
No, me, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, because the rest of us have to have meat.
Right.
The carbs for ages and ages. All right, very good. If aliens were to land on Earth, I know that's very popular right now, aliens and UFO talk and all that. Everyone wonders what these things are. And if they landed and demanded that you take them to your leader, who would you take them to? Oh, good answer. Good answer. I don't know if that's the right answer, but we'll take that answer. If you were a baseball player, what would be your walk-up song?
Okay, I've been thinking about this because I've never thought of this before. Okay, so that Celebrate song.
Celebrate. Cool in the Gang.
Yeah.
All right, Cool in the Gang. Yeah. That brings back a lot of memories. 1981, Keeley Silver Wheels, Joplin, Missouri, the skating rink. They played that song. That was like the last song every night.
There you go.
So that was my jam when I was in 1st and 2nd grade. So, all right. What office supply best represents your personality and why?
Okay. So can I go with colored gel pens?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that because, first off, fun, right? It adds fun to all the things, pretty colors on all your, and that's what I love to do. I want to throw in a bunch of fun, no matter what we're doing. It doesn't feel so job-like when you're having fun, right?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yes, but you need pins, and so hopefully I'm adding to the team in positive ways.
And all of your notes can just be different colors and festive. And
festive.
All right, excellent, excellent. If our office were turned into a reality show, what would it be called?
Okay, so this is really hard for me because I don't watch TV.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know what reality shows are out there. Okay. So I've got what to choose from.
well, you've got The Amazing Race. Gosh, there's a lot of different reality shows. You've got. I'm trying to even think what some of the hopefully our office would not be like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, since we are all married and happily married. So we would certainly not want to be something like that. But gosh, there's just a lot of different ones. We can take your answer. I don't watch TV, so
there you go.
We're all about business around here. Although we're not really all about business. We do have fun on this team.
For sure.
So if you were stranded on a deserted island with a lifetime supply of only one food, not necessarily the food that you would need to survive, but what is your go-to, your favorite thing? You could not live without this. What would it be?
Okay. I'm going to go backwards, okay, because I need some kind of sweet something, So I'm going to go with caramellos. Okay. And then my food choice. Oh gosh, this one's hard because I love Mexican, but I also love Italian. So, but I may have to just stick with. Do I have an oven? Can it be baked spaghetti?
Well, I mean, you're on a deserted island, so maybe you could bake it in the sun or something like that. So create a stone oven.
Okay, baked spaghetti. That's what we're going with.
Okay, very good. Some sort of pasta base.
I guess. I mean, I probably get tired of it, but you know. But at the moment, sounds good.
Very good. Very good. All right, last question. This is probably the most important question. It's a highly theological question. The question is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, see, okay.
Because there is a correct answer.
I know there is, but I disagree with it.
Oh, well.
So, it's hard because, I don't want to have to say.
You have the right to be wrong.
Okay. I'm going to wrongly say no. My idea of Christmas movie is White Christmas.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Boo to you.
Which
I know.
is a Christmas movie, but
with all the feels and happiness.
With all the feels. Well, Die Hard has all the feels. I mean, he says, "Ho ho ho! I have a machine gun." What's more Christmas than that?
I couldn't think of anything.
Exactly. So. All right, we are now ready for round 5, which is called the weeping and gnashing of teeth round, although Brandi has already been weeping and gnashing her teeth a little bit on some of our earlier rounds. This is our final but not final round because we do have one supplemental round at the end. The heat index here is 10 times that of round 2. Now, you said that the peri-peri was really not all that bad. Well, we're going up 10 times. This one comes in at a scorching 100,000 Scoville heat units. This is Pepper North's Black Cherry Reaper Sauce. Colton put us on to this a while back. It is has a sweet black cherry base, but then also has the infamous Carolina Reaper, which is one of the 2 hottest peppers that you can buy on the open market, along with the Trinidad Scorpion. So it may be a little bit muted. Brandi is certainly hoping that it's a lot bit muted. And so this round, we're going to shift from the fun and the humor to, again, a little bit of the more serious and spiritual. So let's go ahead and try Pepper North's Canadian Black Cherry Reaper.
I don't like that one at all. Go Canada, right?
Oh, Canada. I should have had this question be sing the Canadian national anthem.
Something, yeah.
Canada. All right.
Oh.
Well, in this one, again, we're getting a little more serious. And Brandi, you're a children's minister. You work with our kids, but I think a lot of people have kind of that misnomer that children's ministry is just playing with kids, hanging out with kids, talking to kids, teaching kids. But a lot of children's ministry is parents as well. I know that every generation thinks that parenting has taken on some new facets and new experiences. But as you deal with parents and families today, what are some of maybe just the unique challenges that are facing young families here in the 2020s?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. I feel like there's this unspoken pressure, right, for your kids to be all in all things, or otherwise they're not getting the childhood they need, And so I feel like parents have their kids running ragged, or you hear, they have to be good at this because they need a scholarship for college and they need, all this, And I think that kids are running ragged, parents are running ragged, especially when you start having 2, 3, and they're all in different things. And what ends up getting bumped out often is the spiritual stuff, because we're all about the urgent, right? And the tyranny of the urgent, right? And that is, we've committed to, we're paying for you to be in, so we can't miss that. Where can we? Oh, let's just relax on Sunday. Let's just, or we can't go to church on Wednesday or whatever. And all of a sudden, your kids grow up and church wasn't as part of their life as it was maybe for their parents, growing up, kind of deal. And it's hard. It's hard to balance that out because, if it's your kid that isn't in anything, there's, I think, this pressure on our parents, and and if I had something to speak into them, I would say, man, don't fall for the lie. There's no reason to, your kids are just fine. They're going to go to college. They're going to do they're going to do what God's got for them. Right. And so we're going to help them with that and, find their way. But, there's a lot of things that are pulling our parents, and it's hard. It's hard for them,
One of the things I've heard through the years, and I don't think it's just this generation. It was my generation. It was generations previous. But you hear parents say things like, well, I don't want to force my kids to go to church. Maybe they felt like they were forced when they were younger and didn't enjoy it or had negative experiences, but I don't want to force my kids to. What would you say to parents that they're kind of in that? I think that's part of that pressure, but I don't want to force my faith upon my kids. How do we speak into that?
I think that we forget that we set normal for our kids, for our families. When we are parents, we kids know, okay, when we sit down for dinner, this is how it goes. They know that, right? And so if from the get-go you are having them in church, it's part of just life. I think getting the questions of, I don't want to go, or, why do I have to go, tends to ease when it's just part of what you do. Now, when they see that, when I cry or I throw a fit or we have a fight in the morning, sometimes we don't go, and then all of a sudden the kids have traction there. And so make it normal. One of the things that we did with the boys, and, it was, probably terrible parenting, but we just called it was Sunday Fun Day, because there was no not going to church. And in our family, that's what you do. And so we would always, every Sunday, stop by the convenience store, and the boys got to pick whatever they wanted for breakfast. And so a lot of times they would come in, we would get back in the car and they had picked out a candy bar or whatever, but who cares? It's Sunday Fun Day. Yeah. We're going to church. And so eat your candy bar on your way, whatever, kind of deal, to just elevate Sunday morning a little bit, we didn't do that any other morning. They didn't, but it was only on Sunday Fun Day that they got to do that.
I love that idea of elevating what worship and the church experience is, because one thing I've said to people before is when they say we don't want to force them, I'm like, well, we make our kids do a lot of other things.
That's right.
Like we make them go to school. Most kids probably don't want to go to school each day, but we make them go to school. We make them take a bath. We make them brush their teeth. Yeah. These are not optional things, but even taking that to that size of elevating and saying this is something that's important and it's valuable to us.
Well, and they take their cues from us, right? And so when we're whining about going to church, then our kids pick that up, right? And so when we love it, when we're not complaining about it, when we're not critiquing everything that's happening at church at the dinner table in front of their ears, I have one of the things that Ryan and I had always purposely done was it was like every person on staff, they wore a cape that no one could see, kind of deal. Our boys thought they could do no wrong, and it didn't matter how we felt about anything. They never knew it, and I think that is huge when your kid's growing up thinking, man, we love it. It's something we do. Our family loves going to church. We love our church. That sticks with them a lot longer than grumble, 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 grumble. I don't want to go. Okay, kids, let's just, that kind of thing. Kids pick up on that.
Absolutely. right, we have reached our sixth and final round. This is our final round, and it is called the Bowl of Wrath. This is an optional round. Should you choose to attempt this round, we will benevolently knock 500 years off of your time in purgatory, even though we are Baptist and we don't believe in purgatory, but we thought that that would be a nice starting point for this. Of course, if you do try this, you get a little bit of street cred around church of just being tough and being able to handle the hottest and hardest things that we can throw at you, although you've probably already experienced that in your first 6 months here. Also, it gives you some bragging rights in staff meeting that you did what some others may not have attempted so far. Our Bowl of Wrath sauce is called Scorned Woman. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. This is probably the hottest sauce that I have ever personally attempted. It comes in at a whopping 250,000 Scoville heat units, so 2.5 times what you had just tried in Pepper North. A friend of mine who was living in New Orleans at the time found this and sent it to me a number of years ago, and the first time I tried it, it was like, holy fury. I just put that in my mouth. So we're going to try it ourselves. It is chock full of an undiluted mix of red habanero peppers and green jalapeno peppers. And so let's go ahead and try the Scorned Woman. Okay, while Brandi is trying to come to terms with what she's just done to herself or what we have done to her, again, this was optional. I didn't force this on you. We weren't holding back your paycheck. Oh, wow, I just got a piece of it down in the back of my throat. Wow, excellent. So, our last question for you. We're in the middle of Marketplace Week right now at South Haven, a 35-year tradition around here, but this is your first Marketplace. You are doing a tremendous job and just bringing the energy, bringing the fun, and have all the wheels turning and moving in the right direction.
I have a great team.
There are a lot of different things that make Marketplace special throughout our history. Marketplace bread, of course, is one of the things that people just absolutely love. The drama base and taking things back into the first century. But there's one thing that has been a part of Marketplace for many years. I don't know that it goes back to the very first year, but it's been around a long time, and that is the Marketplace song.
Yeah.
So as your mouth is on fire right now, do you know the Marketplace song? Do you know all the words to the Marketplace song?
We're going to the marketplace like we did in days of old.
Yeah, close enough.
To learn about Jesus and the stories that he told.
Perfect.
We're children, but we're not too young to know. We need you. Oh, Jesus, yes.
Yeah.
We need you in our hearts.
Excellent, excellent.
Yay.
May have missed 1 or 2 words there, but had the full gist of
yes.
it. Awesome, awesome. Well, you did a great job, and hope that you're not burning too much.
It's bad. I don't like it.
And I hope you come back to work next week and are still glad that you're here with us. Hey, Brandi's been a trooper.
This place is amazing.
Awesome.
I love South Haven.
Good deal. Well, we're thankful that you're here. Thank you all for joining us for yet another episode of South Haven's Hot Shots. We will have another episode up next week for you to view and enjoy. Hope to see you this Sunday as we worship the Lord together in spirit and in truth. Until then, have a great week walking with Jesus.
Bye.